Thank you so much, Tim, for supporting the local music scene out here so well.
I appreciate what you do for local music, Tim. Thank you so much.
All right, this is JT.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Phil and Tony, I guess.
And we're from Dead Man's Hand. You're listening to the Southland's Rock and Roll Animal 105.5, The Cat.
You're locked on the Southland's Rock and Roll Animal 105.5 The Cat for another hour of explosive, topical, high-energy metal, blues rock, grunge, and progressive rock from around the Southlands with me, Tim Lamping, on Homegrown Tones. Their music fierce, theatrical, sometimes melodic. Joliet's Dead Man's Hand cranks out a mixture of metal combining old-school lead guitar solos and lyrics with intense political views. The project began about 5 years ago. The band, as of last year, released its debut EP, and they're slowly working on trying to expand that to a full length, maybe by the end of this year. But let's welcome from Dead Man's Hand, we have Jason JT Tafoya, who is their singer. Also, Phil Johnson, their bass player. Tony Rager founded the band back in 2006. He also is the lead guitarist. Something you don't hear is a drummer. A couple of injuries have sidelined him. Dan Rosovolji. I probably butchered that name, guys, but
Close. It's really better than what we did.
but he is not your drummer now. You're on a search for that. Just consider Dan Dead Man's Hand's interim drummer, sitting behind the kit when the band plays Saturday night at Bada Brew in Crest Hill. It's just one of many gigs they are playing in the area. In their native Joliet, they'll be opening for the Misfits on Sunday, October 23rd. Well, guys, taking a listen to your lyrics, intense political views, do you think that's the thing that stands out the most in your music, or is it a combination of just the aggressive nature of the music itself? What do you think stands out the most to listeners in your music?
I would have to say probably the lyrics and the guitar riffs that, by Tony. I mean, it's incredible. They kind of drive it home and create a point that we're trying to get across. A lot of it's what's going on in the world, real life experiences that I've had, stuff that I did when I was a kid, because we're all, a little rambunctious and mischievous, and that was me growing up, so a lot of it has to do with that.
Let's take a listen to the intensity of both the music and lyrics of Dead Man's Hand. This is Hatred on Homegrown Tones on the Southland's Rock and Roll Animal 105.5 The Cat. Screaming intense, good time is guaranteed for all if you check out Dead Man's Hand out of Joliet, and there's an example why. Hatred from Dead Man's Hand on the Southland's Rock and Roll Animal 105.5 The Cat and Homegrown Tones. That screaming voice comes from Jason JT Tafoya. When he talks, you just have to wonder how he manages to get his voice that hoarse and that intense. Jason, who is to the immediate left of me here in the Cat Studio, how do you get your voice to sound like that, given the fact that your speaking voice is a lot more laid back?
It just comes to me, I guess. I really don't know.
Red Stag.
Yeah, well, a lot of alcohol.
I mean, nobody in particular inspired you. There wasn't one singer, and you just stood there like in front of a mirror with maybe a brush as a microphone and just screamed like that?
No, actually, I do have a lot of influences as far as that goes. You know, like Corey Taylor from Slipknot, Howard Jones from Killswitch Engage. You know, and a little bit of everything, you know, kind of thrown in there.
Would you say that screaming quality of your vocal makes you unique or different from a lot of the metal, the intense metal scene out there? What about your music do you think makes you unique from all those other bands?
Probably the fact that we're a little bit of old school, you know, Iron Maiden stuff, a little bit of new. I mean, we kind of span a lot of generations, you know, within the band itself. So, I mean, we have a lot of influences coming from different directions.
And to find out more about their music and to see Jason and his screaming vocals on stage, backed, of course, by Tony Raygor, who is the lead guitarist, Phil Johnson, the bassist, and a interim drummer at the time. Bonnaroo and Crest Hill this Saturday night, and the 23rd at Mojo's in Joliet, opening for the Misfits. To find out more information about their gigs, you can go to reverbnation.com/deadmanshand or myspace.com/deadmanshand. It has more samples of their songs as well, like Holy Fight. It is on Homegrown Tones on the Southland's Rock and Roll Animal 105.5 The Cat.
I can't believe these are die side. Watch our children die as they sell their lives. Oil running through their veins. World is torn apart for the holy wars. As the blood runs to the same. No one tomorrow, that's what I'm right. I can't believe these are die side.
Homegrown Tones on the Southland's Rock and Roll Animal 105.5 The Cat. Believe the things that Dead Man's Hand sings about, especially coming from the mouth of Jason Tafoya. You want further convincing that this band is truly intense and truly for real? Go see them Saturday night at Bonnaroo and Crest Hill, or on October 23rd, Sunday night opening for the Misfits at Mojo's in Joliet. ReverbNation.com/deadmanshand for more details. Jason Tafoya is joining us, the lead singer and lead screamer of the band, also Tony Raygor on lead guitar, and Phil Johnson on bass. The songwriting process you guys go through, is the music definitely focused upon first and foremost of all, or is it a combination of music and lyrics together?
More or less. Well, Tony will have an idea and he'll run it past all of us, and then we'll just kind of go from there. And I'll write something that sounds relatively close to what he's looking at, and then then Phil comes up with a funky ass bass line to lay underneath there, and then it just goes from there.
Yeah, we'll flesh it out and then see what works and what we have to change, and then play it live and see if it works and if we have to change it some more.
Is playing new songs live the best way to first introduce them to audiences before you go into the studio and record them, would you say?
That's usually how we do it, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Then when we do record it, we're much more familiar with the material and we can bang it out a lot quicker.
You're still heavily involved in trying to get this first full-length CD together, and you have the EP or the 3 songs, and of course there's an excellent cover of Iron Maiden's Wrathchild. It's currently not on their Facebook page. I have taken a listen to it when it was a couple of weeks back, and great stuff. Have you thought about maybe a follow-up, anything in the future you might be doing? Would it sound similar to what you're doing now? Would it be a little more progressive in nature, would you say?
We're just, this whole thing, we're just trying to find our sound. We went in a different direction, than when I first came into band 2 years ago. So it's just now, actually, we finally found it. So you probably hear some a little bit different changes, a little bit.
Yeah, it'll still be heavy, but it might progress a little bit. And it's not going to always be exactly the same, but it'll still have a heaviness to it.
Well, it's a nice combination of old school heaviness, Iron Maiden, melodic guitar sounds, and just the aggressive and very hoarse nature of the vocals of Jason Tafoya. Check it out from Dead Man's Hand. Again, Saturday night at Bada Brew in Crest Hill. On Sunday the 23rd, they're also playing at Mojo's in Joliet, opening for the Misfits. Go to ReverbNation.com/DeadMan'sHand or MySpace.com/DeadMan'sHand to sample more of the music. And I'd like to thank Tony, Jason, and also Phil for joining us here in the studio tonight, and good luck with your future, guys.
All right, thanks a lot.
And another example of their intense musical future, well, you don't have to wait too much longer for it. Maybe not the same attention to political issues in the last 2 songs, lyrics that we just heard. Kind of a nice horror film setting to this one, theatrical. Evil Underground from Dead Man's Hand on the Southland's Rock and Roll Animal, 105.5 The Cat and Homegrown Tones. The Southland's Rock and Roll Animal 105.5 The Cat, and from the aggressive, sometimes politically charged metal of Dead Man's Hand of Joliet, we go to Leucistic. They may not be the second coming of the Scorpions, this metal trio out of Ottawa, but their singer has that projection, that high-pitched projection that reminds me a lot of Klaus Mann. And they're up next as Homegrown Tones continues on the Southland's Rock and Roll Animal 105.